G'day, I'm Tyler Lovell from the Perth Thundersticks. Today I'm going to teach you one essential skill that's going to help you with your goalkeeping. It's going to keep you in the game longer and it's going to help with clearing the ball. Like all positions on the hockey field, you need to have an elite level of basic skills. Goalkeeping is no different. So today I'm going to teach you one exercise where you can control the ball at elite level, okay? All you need is a partner and a ball. You don't even need to be padded up. So when you go to kick the ball, you want to have your knee over the ball, then your head over the ball. Okay, so if Alicia just rolls near the ball, see that? Everything's over the ball. And you can just do that really simple. This is going to give you the best opportunity to save the ball and control the ball wherever you want it to go. Yep. And that's the skill. As you can see, it's very simple. Good luck. And don't forget to give yourself the best chance of success. Choose fruit and water, fuel to go and play.
Very good evening from the Perth Hockey Stadium at Curtin University. It is the first semi-final between Reds and Westside Wolves. This will determine the end of the season for one of these teams. It will also see the winner go through to another chance to make the grand final, and that will be in a game against the University of Western Australia, who were just defeated by the minor premiers Melville by 1-0. That was a thrilling match. This too should be a very exciting game with so much on the line. Reds, the defending premiers, will want to get to the grand final to be able to defend their title that they won in 2020. Westside Wolves, well, they've had a lot of injuries, but they'll be hoping that their young guns can really step up and show what they're made of. Turning our attention to the team lineups and the players to look out for. Well, Blake Govers, the Kookaburra, is back. There's still no Aaron Zalewski, who we believe is taking a rest after the Olympic Games. Aaron Kleinschmidt is a former Kookaburra and again has been amongst the goals this season. Brodie Foster, too, has been scoring for Reds, and those three need to get goals tonight. You feel Hayden Walker's going to have to be on top of his game in goal for Reds, and also the players in front of him. But Jack Hayes in the midfield and Cameron Bunell, they could be key along with Ben Wright in turning the tide and setting up the goals for Reds. Turning our attention to Westside Wolves, well, as I mentioned, they've had some injury problems. They are without, Nick Moran, who got injured, a ball in the face in their last game on the weekend, and also Al Murray is out, so there's a couple of new players coming in. Fletcher Netherway has come in and Armand Bryan, so they are the young boys to replace him. Means that there are 5 teenagers playing for Westside Wolves, so they're going to need their experienced players to really step up. The likes of Kookaburra, Jake Harvey, Oscar Charlesworth. He's still only young at 20 years of age, but he's got a few caps for Wolves under his belt, and he'll need to step up tonight along with Tom Harvey, another youngster. But the Bonetti twins will also be crucial, along with Will Bias and Ed Welsh. Looking at the coaches, well, I thought it was Ian Smythe. He came up to me and said it's Ian Smith. He's been Smythe to a lot of people here around hockey, and the consensus was it was Smythe, but we're going to call him Ian Smith tonight because that's what he said to do. And he is the coach of Reds, player coach. And we have for Westside Wolves shared coaching roles. Rick Charlesworth, the former Kookaburras and Hockeyroos coach, is assisting Mark Keating as they take the reins of Westside Wolves. Now the players finishing the warm-up now. Gives me a chance just to remind you to make sure you head down to the Perth Hockey Stadium on the 18th of September, because that is grand final day presented by Brightside Live. And we're going to find out in the next week the 2 teams that will contest the 2021 All Flags Premier League men's and women's finals. If you come down early, you'll get to see Premier Division 2 and 3 grand finals, as well as the All Flags men's and women's Premier League grand final. And also you will enjoy Brightside Live's big screen, a DJ, food trucks, children's entertainment if you're a child, and of course the grand finals themselves. Tickets $5 for adults, competing players and children under 18 will be admitted free of charge. And just like to acknowledge Healthway again, a proud supporter of Hockey W8. Be your best on and off the field. Choose healthy options for fuel to go and play. And I'm Ashley Morrison, looking forward to sharing the action with you as we head into this game. For one of these teams, the season will be over. And as I mentioned, Westside Wolves, well, they're without 2 of their Kookaburras, Daniel Beale and Josh Simmons. They're also without Dane Gavranich, who unfortunately has injured his ACL, and so he's got about a year on the sidelines. So we wish him a very speedy recovery because, again, he's one of their exciting young players. If you are a Wolves fan, you're not going to like this stat, that they have not beaten Reds now. You have to go back to April 2017. So the odds very much in favour of the defending premiers. But Wolves have got some battlers in their team. Tom Harvey, Jake Harvey, Elliot Barton. They will not give up without a fight. And I expect them to really make this an interesting match. So we're waiting for the umpires to give us the whistle. The umpires for this match are Daniel Johnston and Nathan Jennings. Just waiting for the Wolves goalkeeper, George McGeoch, to get his gear sorted out behind his goal. I think we're happy now, and it will be Reds to get us underway. Reds in the black, Wolves in the grey. And immediately Benetti looking to put pressure on. Tom Harvey will collect that with ease. Harvey, though, forced back towards the corner by Blake Govers. Throws the aerial pass to Will Bias. And free hit goes against Reds. The Reds supporters don't like the decision. So we might be getting a few of those cheers throughout the night for the poor umpires. Jake Harvey now. Tom Harvey. Just a push. And wanting the return pass, and the return pass coming is James Benetti. Gets the free hit on halfway. Stepping forward now is Oscar Charlesworth. Harvey looking to play it down the line. Comes back to him again. The two sets of brothers. We have the Harvey brothers and the Benetti twins. Jake Harvey carrying it to the 23-metre line and into the goal it goes. Very nearly a touch from Elliot Barton. Took a deflection, so it will be a long corner directly opposite the goal. So over the ball, Tom Keating played it to the Barton at the top of the circle. Keating trying to win it back, but dribbling out of defence. Good work from Hayes. Trying to find out whether Hayes' partner had given birth. She was due at the weekend and he was out here playing. Haven't heard any news as yet. So again, down in the corner now, Will Bias. Short push to Keating. Down the line it goes, but over the side it goes. And it will be another ball from the side for Reds to be taken by Rourke Palmer. Hammy Jones goes back to Palmer. Palmer being closed down by Barton, who is always on the front foot. Brought down this time by Brodie Foster. No one near him for Wolves. Hayes goes back to Xavier Jennings. Winning. And that's just thrown straight into the Wolves player. Luckily not hurt. Wolves will look to patiently build from the back. Will Bias feeds it to Jake Harvey, who lost it. Good combination play between Govers, who now feeds it to Hayes. Back across the face of goal, and there is the opening goal. Fired home by Brodie Foster. But it was great combination play in the middle. Hayes and Govers combining really well. And that was the difference as they broke forward. And it's the perfect start with just 4 minutes gone. Brodie Foster gives Reds the lead on the All Flags Premier League scoreboard. Brodie Foster with his 17th goal of the season and his 9th field goal. So Wolves now are going to have to dig deep and come from behind. As I said, they have not beaten Reds since April 2017. That was a 4-1 victory. Elliot Barton was on the score sheet that day. Tom Craig and Dane Gavranic got 2. Gavranic, as I mentioned, not here. Tom Craig no longer here at this club either. So thrown to the air, has to just back off as it's brought down. Good play initially by Patrick Andrew. Kleinschmidt now. Looks to go infield. Bias got there, but he didn't get it under control, and Govers has stolen it. Foster's ahead of him. Govers goes on the angle. Will look to try and just pop that one to Foster again. He's on his forehand. Goes back to the Robertson. Into the circle it goes. Good defence, though, from Keating. And can't find Harvey. But the pressure of the Reds forwards at the moment is causing mistakes at the back from Wolves. And they're just picking up mishit passes. Showing a lot of the ball there. David Anderson not happy with the strong challenge coming in from Bonetti. As the sticks get hooked, free hit goes the way of Lockley. Lockley again, weaving run from him, just drops the pass back. Ben Wright goes square and just stolen away. Chasing back all the way. Cameron Bunell. Cameron Bunell, who had a spell with Reds and then decided to move back to New South Wales, but then fell in love with a West Australian girl, so came back and married her. And that's why he's back at Reds. James Bonetti to Will Bias. Govers not that interested in coming across. Great angle pass, picking out Keating, and it's released into the circle, laid across the face of goal. That was good play by Armand Bryant. Armand Bryant, just 18 years of age, made his debut in April this year against Curtin in a 7-0 victory for Wolves. And already showing that he's not out of place on this stage at all. As a hush comes over the stadium. Carried forward again by Wolves. Short pass, and that's a good one to Jake Harvey, but he's given it away. Flicked to the air by Hammy Jones. Govers, going infield, and Bryant, well, Kleinschmidt calling for the free hit, gets it eventually, and Kleinschmidt will get another free hit. Just outside the 23-metre line. In fact, now he's trying to do that so he can play it directly into the circle, but in the end, he's going to leave it behind. And it goes back this time from Ben Wright. And this time it'll be a free hit to Wolves. Well, we've gone past the halfway stage of the first quarter. It's been a lot of possession for Wolves, but no clear-cut opportunities. Pressure applied again, and Foster's into the circle. Looks to lay it back, well read by Will Bias. Although he's lifted it dangerously into Lockley, and a penalty corner conceded. And that was, again, just trying to clear on the reverse stick. Created the problem. He didn't get low enough, and that's why it went up in the air. So, created the danger, and now danger for George McGeoch, because Reds from penalty corners have some pretty formidable options. Blake Govers at the first battery, Brodie Foster at the second. Go to the first to Govers. Govers flicks, good save. McGeoch, the rebound comes back. McGeoch saves again. And that was a really good save by McGeoch to deny that time Lockley from the rebound. A haze over the ball. Goes back to Ian Smith. Across the face of goal. It's broken kindly at the back post, but, well, Lockley's complaining. But the decision has been made. It's not going to be changed now. It's very rare you see, once a decision has been made, the umpire reverse it. One of the few players I've ever seen manage that was Brooke Peris, the Hockey-Roo player, in an international. Keating firing it down the line. Should be a long corner to Wolves, approaching the final 5 minutes of the first quarter. Can they get back on level terms? Great pass by Keating. Charlesworth, along the baseline it goes and swept clear by Reds, but it'll be another long corner. Keating drops back to take this one. Tom Keating, product of Duncraig Senior High School. Charlesworth again. Oh boy. Well, Ben Wright getting their finger wagging from the umpire. Certainly bounced off Charlesworth, and they're still at it. And now it's carried out by Lockley. Lockley does well. Hayes throws that one to the air. And Govers gets the free hit. The defender again coming into his space as he stood his ground. He moves on, the defenders are there. Ricocheted off Keating's stick from Hayes' direct ball towards the circle. Jennings now tries to go infield. Keating again steals it for Wolves. Good touch from Kleinschmidt, but it'll be a free hit to Westside Wolves, and Barton taking it from the wrong place, and in the end he took it from another place altogether, which was nowhere near where the offence occurred, but the umpire was happy. Charlesworth pings it in. What a deflection! Well, so close to going just inside the back post, and that was brilliant running again from Keating. Now, Keating has been everywhere so far, Tom Keating, in this match. Tom Keating selected for the Western Australian under-21s in 2021. But probably more importantly, in the future talent squad selected by former Kookaburras captain Mark Knowles. And if he keeps playing like he is, then he's got a bright future ahead of him. Barton tries to turn. And Barton penalised for shielding the ball and not allowing the defender to tackle him. And it shows great restraint. There was a time where he would have been very upset at that decision. Hammy Jones. Jennings now. Jennings tries to play it blind down the side, but Bias again getting there ahead of Chaz Davies. And that's not the best of passes by Tom Harvey. Govers almost going down the tunnel to retrieve the ball. Throws it to the air and wide onto the left-hand side. Robertson. Daniel Robertson. Jennings came up off Harvey, long corner. Taken quickly, Ben Wright to Winning. And a heavy touch, unfortunately, from Palmer. Just under 2 minutes left and brought down well. Desperation from Jennings, and he managed to get the ball to Robertson, stolen away by Charlesworth. Now Jake Harvey has the chance to go on the attack for Wolves. Harvey accelerates well, lifted it into Winning, but it was deflected up off the defender's stick into his own player. Harvey must go 5 metres, does. Into the circle he goes, but taken away from him, and over the side it goes, but it'll still be Wolves' ball in an attacking position. Deflection didn't quite come off that time from Charlesworth. 360 spin in the far corner, and free hit goes the way of Wolves again. Lurking at the back post dangerously was Welsh. But it's Reds' ball now out of defence. as we go into the final minute of this first quarter. Comes wide. Good tackle from Welsh, but it just caught his foot. In fact, now the free hit has been given to Wolves. Well, Wolves a little bit disappointed, I think, that they couldn't play on with that immediately. I don't think that's where it occurred, but anyway. Foster. Jake Harvey will clean up for his brother. Strong block coming in again and lifted on the reverse stick. And that may well be the last play of this first quarter. Certainly quick to make their way over to the sideline, and looking like he's in a little bit of pain is Ben Wright. But it's been a good start for Reds. Brodie Foster's goal in just the 4th minute, opening up the Wolves defence. And they go into the first break with a scoreline on the All Flags Premier League scoreboard that reads Reds 1, Westside Wolves 0. Welcome back to the Perth Hockey Stadium. The end of the first quarter break coming to an end. And you can see Rick Charlesworth there, down low. And I remember the coach is saying that it's always good to be lower than your players, because if they're not looking at you, you know. Whereas if you're standing up, often they can look past you and you can't keep their eye attention. So I'm sure that would be why Rick Charlesworth was down low, so he can look up and make sure that he has everybody's attention. The Wolves trailing by 1-0. Can they come back in this second quarter? They're still in this match at 1-0. They just don't need Reds to get the second goal. Reds over the ball. Blake Govers to get the second quarter underway. Winning. Hammy Jones. Lockley dispossessed. Good tackle again. And the free hit goes the way of Wolves. Played on quickly again. Desperate defending from Reds. It was Anderson who basically was down on his knees making sure he got the ball. That's a good pass to Kleinschmidt. Kleinschmidt goes on the outside, and not such a good trap that time from Anderson. Keating now, who's been the heartbeat really for Wolves. Tom Harvey looking to carry it forward. That's a good pass, picking out Simon Benetti. Benetti strong on the ball. That's just got too much pace on it. Good run, though, coming from Ed Welsh. Ed Welsh, who played his 200th game this year versus Fremantle in May. Made his debut for Wolves back in 2008. Has been a really good servant for the club, both as a coach of the women's team and as a player in the men's. Robertson now gives Winning a bit of work to do, and Benetti's closing down. He got the pass away just in time. Jack Hayes now faced with Elliot Barton. Through the legs he goes, and it was missed initially. Then James Benetti helps out, feeds Keating. Hayes tries to win it back. Robertson couldn't do it. It's with Charlesworth now in space. Good pass to Benetti on the base, across the face of goal. And Hayden Walker threw himself at that because he was not aware whether there was a Wolves player at the back post. Luckily for him, there wasn't. Reds again. Go long. Harvey couldn't keep that in play, and that's cheap possession given to Reds. Kleinschmidt's pass, though, cut out. Bias comes back. Kleinschmidt looks to close him down and can't keep the ball in play, so it'll be Wolves from the side. Will Bias, who played for England at under 16 up to under 21 level, and just penalised for coming into that 5-metre zone, was Charlesworth. Thrown wide, and now it's brought down brilliantly by Anderson into the circle, and it's dribbled in. Well, don't think Kleinschmidt got the touch. I think that goal is going to go all the way to David Anderson, and it is Reds who now have a 2-0 goal lead. So that is the perfect time to score, just 3 minutes after the break. And Reds find themselves 2 to the good. Palmer did well bringing that one down, and Wolves are going to have to really battle now. Keating gets the free hit. Robertson thought it was his, backs off pretty quickly. Jake Harvey now, can he inspire the team? Into the circle he goes. Lays it back, but Robertson will just play it over the sideline. Harry Paul, one of the players who's played every game this season for Wolves, managing to find Harvey again. This time it's a penalty corner awarded to Wolves. Good work by Jake Harvey. Can they turn this into a goal and give themselves a chance to get back in this match? They could really do with a goal now just to get it back to the 1-goal margin. – 22 penalty corners scored by them in the season. Tom Harvey at the second battery. Simon Benetti at the first. Goes to Harvey, takes it wide, shoots. It's a good block. And then that is absolutely thumped up the pitch. Well, there was no doubt that they were going to clear that one. I'm pleased to confirm that Anderson is the man credited with the goal, and it wasn't awarded to Kleinschmidt, the goal poacher. Harvey again. That's a good pass out wide onto the right-hand side. Armand Bryant with a good pass down the line. Harvey, did he keep it in play? According to the umpire, he did. Walker clears to the edge of the circle, and Hammy Jones puts it over the side. It's deflected away from the circle by Wolves, and then in the end, Reds come up with it. Robertson accelerating away from Charlesworth. Not much ahead of him, so he's going to just check back now, look for some support. Plays to Kleinschmidt, but Kleinschmidt was a little bit on his heels. Stolen back now by Barton. Barton looks to play it in field and lifted too high, according to the umpire, by him. And Reds ringing the changes down below. Brought down by Rourke Palmer. Good work by Welsh to pluck that one out of the air. Tom Harvey. Welsh dispossessed by Xavier Jennings. Harvey got it back. Good work by Wolves, combining well. Netherway now gets the free hit. Fletcher Netherway, one of the players coming in for the injuries to Moran and Murray. And Smith coming across into Charlesworth's space. So it'll be a free hit to Wolves. Just a push to Harvey. Harvey forced laterally, good pass into the circle from him, but unfortunately just catching the foot. There are moments where Wolves look very, very dangerous, and Reds will be aware of that. Oh, he's taken a touch, they've got to keep that in play. Oh, and it's lost again, Lockley. And that will be shepherded all the way out of play. Rippey taking a tumble, and Lockley just catching his legs. Alex Rippey, a 19-year-old. He made his debut in the opening round of this season. Again, watched all the way by Netherway, and the free hit goes his way. Fletcher Netherway advancing towards the circle. He had it for a split second and has got a free hit just at the top of the D. Just 17 years of age, Fletcher Netherway from Christchurch Grammar School. Charlesworth being forced to take the ball further away from the top of the circle than he thought the free hit was. Eventually has to self-pass. Plays that into the shins. There's no doubt there that hit Bunnell's shins, and Charlesworth has it again into the circle, and it was so close. Patrick Andrew in front of goal looking to get that touch, and it just bobbled over his stick. Patrick Andrew, another of the young players. He's just 16 years of age. Played for the Suns in the Rick Charlesworth Classic and was victorious there, so getting a taste of victory early in his young hockey career. Was helped forward well by James Bonetti. Here he is again. Andrew out wide. Purchase on that to get it into the circle, but it's carried clear. Accelerating away is Jack Hayes. Hayes has done well. Goes inside James Bonetti. Coming back though is Welsh. Good tackle by him. And missed defensively though by Rippey. But Hayes really showing a burst of pace there. It's a long corner now to Reds. Right out on the left-hand side. Goes back to Ian Smith. Tarrant Hammy-Jones returns the pass. Jennings let it run between his legs, and well, free hit has gone his way. Penalised was Andrew. Into the circle it goes, and it's going to be 16. Govers penalised for a stick check. Govers not agreeing with the umpire's decision. Blake Govers, of course, who was inspired by his brothers, Hayden, Scott and Kieran. Kieran, of course, playing for the Kookaburras, and the two of them having a few games together, which must have been pretty special. Smith penalised. Playing on is Jake Harvey. Harvey gets the pass away. Keating will collect for Wolves. Short pass down the line. Blocked by Hammy-Jones. Still though with Wolves. Short pass by Keating. Shot on the turn. Just wide from Bias. And that was more promising from Wolves. The passes sticking and finding each other. And you'd have to say Reds just looked a little bit static defensively. And there's a great chance for Keating now. Everyone stopped, and Keating! He pulls one back for Wolves, and it's just reward for his efforts. And they are very much still alive in this match. Tom Keating arrowing that past Hayden Walker. And on the All Flags Premier League scoreboard, it is now Reds 2, Westside Wolves 1. Just a mistake at the top of the circle. Coming out of defence, and Wolves making Reds pay. When they met in the regular season, it was 1-0 to Reds initially in the first match, 2-1 to Reds in the second match. So you can hear that it was not an easy win in either match. Down the line it goes, and couldn't keep it in play that time. It was Chaz Davies. It was not the easiest of passes from Palmer for him to keep in play. James Bonetti goes across the field to Will Bias. Tom Harvey back to Bias again. Just getting the better of Kleinschmidt. Charlesworth so quick onto the ball there. Charlesworth goes past one defender. It took a I thought it took a deflection off Jennings' stick, but not according to the umpire, who was well placed. And no complaints from Wolves. So just over 3 minutes left in the first half. Robertson manages to turn away from Harvey. It's going to be closed down now by Bonetti and almost went back to Harvey. But he got the pass back to Hammy Jones. Smith. And it's ricocheted. McGeoch plays it to the side. He's given it straight to Kleinschmidt. He's lucky that Kleinschmidt lost his footing. Charlesworth now can calm things down a little bit. Finds Harvey. Harvey looks to cut infield away from Robertson. Jennings impedes him. Free hit to Jake Harvey. Harvey continues. Robertson now wants to get in. Great pass to Bonetti, top of the circle. But Bonetti is the player penalised for running across Smythe, or Smith rather. And Brodie Foster puts his hand up and says, sorry, I was a bit slow there. Tom Harvey carries it forward for Wolves. Having got one, they'd love an equaliser now, you feel, before half-time. Goes to brother Jake. How many times would they have passed a ball to each other? Oscar Charlesworth down the line. Good coming across from Winning. And Charlesworth gets the free hit, but he's taken it again from too far in, according to the umpire. Has to come back. Now self-passes, aims for the corner. Low pass into the circle. Over the baseline it goes. It'll be a long corner to Wolves. Just under a minute and a half left. Goal scorer Keating over the ball. Deflected first time into the circle, but it went in the air, unfortunately, off of Charlesworth's stick, and that created danger, so it's a free hit to Reds. Winning. Jennings, and that was well read again by Harvey, getting there ahead of Robertson. Robertson changes direction well, as Harvey does as well. That was good skills by both players. Fed forward now to Welsh. Welsh looks to play it into the circle, but lifted it up again into the air, and the danger created, so Reds get a chance to clear the ball up to the other end of the field, and not surprisingly, they go to the air. Bias and Harvey under it, but both miss it. Govers was there. McGeoch did well at the top of his circle. Great awareness to come off his line, knowing that Govers was going to sneak in behind the defence. Robertson wondering what Reds did wrong there. Bonetti drilling it towards the circle, but it was cut out well by Rourke Palmer, who takes it down into the corner just to run the clock down. And the hooter goes, and that is the end of the first half. And Reds, well, they looked like they were going to take a 2-0 lead into half-time. Goals from Brodie Foster and David Anderson. But Tom Keating pounced on a mistake at the top of the circle and pulled one back for Wolves, giving them a lifeline. So going into the half-time break, it is Reds 2, Westside Wolves 1 on the All Flags Premier League scoreboard.
G'day, I'm Tyler Lovell from the Perth Thunder Six. Today I'm going to teach you one essential skill that's going to help you with your goalkeeping. It's going to keep you in the game longer, and it's going to help with clearing the ball. Like all positions on the hockey field, you need to have an elite level of basic skills. Goalkeeping is no different. So today I'm going to teach you one exercise where you can control the ball at elite level, okay? All you need is a partner and a ball. You don't even need to be padded up. So when you go to kick the ball, you want to have your knee over the ball, then your head over the ball, okay? So if Alicia just rolls near the ball, see that? Everything's over the ball. And you can just do that really simple. This is going to give you the best opportunity to save the ball and control the ball wherever you want it to go. Yep. And that's the skill. As you can see, it's very simple. Good luck. And don't forget to give yourself the best chance of success. Choose fruit and water, fuel to go and play.
Half time here at the Perth Hockey Stadium in this first semi-final. Reds 2, Westside Wolves 1. The loser of this match, their season is over for 2021. The winner will go through to play UWA on Sunday and vie for a place in the grand final. The grand final, which of course is taking place on the 18th of September. Put that date in your diary and make sure you head down to Curtin University and the Perth Hockey Stadium. And the grand final day is presented by Brightside Live, and we're going to know at the end of this weekend which teams will be contesting that. And as part from the hockey that will be on show, you will also have Brightside Live's big screen, a DJ, food trucks, children's entertainment, and of course the grand finals themselves. Tickets are just $5 for adults. Competing players and children under 18 will be admitted free of charge. That date again, the 18th of September, a Saturday at Perth Hockey Stadium here at Curtin University. And of course we'd like to acknowledge again All Flags and Banners, the naming rights partner for the All Flags Men's and Women's Premier League. And if you want more information, you can visit their website, allflags.com.au. And if you want to choose healthy options for fuel to go and play, be your best on and off the field. And that is a Healthway message, a proud supporter of Hockey WA. Now the players breaking up now from their half-time talks. Both of them going to opposite ends of the turf. Wolves now got to trudge all the way to the far end. And Reds as well will have to go to the university end of the stadium. Is there a way back for Wolves? So many players out injured, key players, no international players available. And their young players have really stepped up. So too have some of those younger players who've managed to have a fair amount of experience, but it's been an enthralling match so far. You just wonder whether they can just lift that little bit more and knock over the reigning premiers. Second half about to get underway. Simon Benetti over the ball. And he goes back to Tom Harvey. Wide it comes to James Benetti. Benetti tries to go infield, but Kleinschmidt steals it and then pushes it harmlessly over the side and looks around as if to say, well, why didn't someone tell me there was no one there? That's off the foot of Kleinschmidt, and we'll come back for a free hit. Bias, short pass to Jake Harvey. Kleinschmidt involved again. Charlesworth plays it into the circle. Jennings clears as far as Will Bias. Bias gets past the first challenge of Jennings, but free hit goes the way of Reds. Tarrant Hummy-Jones wanting to throw that one long as quickly as he could. Hummy Jones, who was, of course, originally from Darwin, played for the Northern Territory Stingers in the old Australian Hockey League. Kleinschmidt's first time ball there. Behind everybody advancing into the circle. That was Foster and Govers. Tom Harvey, again, flicks it in the air. And Charlesworth gets the decision this time. Both players, though, neither were stationary as the ball was coming. Harvey again tries the angle pass, and that's brought under control very well by Elliot Barton, who was dispossessed momentarily, and then the decision went his way. Anderson penalised. So Jake Harvey now forced to go down towards the corner. Will Bias feeds it to Keating, back to Tom Harvey. Bias again with Kleinschmidt ahead of him, goes back to Tom Harvey again, is now Govers closes in. Keating has space but decides to go back to James Bonetti. Should be a Reds ball. Well, Barton has been given the decision. It must have just taken a touch. And now the decision goes Reds' way. Well, it's amazing how the players always think it's theirs. Helped down the line by Jennings. Good work from James Bonetti once more. Reds have used 21 players this season, Wolves 24. And that's a mistrap. It'll go all the way through to Hayden Walker. He didn't get a good kick on that. Bonetti was almost ready to pants. Winning did well to find Jennings, and square pass will be kept in play. And now Tarrant Hummy Jones feeds it to Robertson. Robertson goes into a crowded space and square to Jennings, but the angle was a little bit acute for Kleinschmidt to keep in play. Kleinschmidt now does have possession. Played it into the shin pads of Bonetti and then into Harvey. Govers controlled it, but Welsh. In fact, it's Bias, my apologies. Well, they did both go to Birmingham University. Will Bias now being closed down. Gets the pass away, though. It was very important that Hummy Jones got that under control, because behind him was Barton. And that's stolen brilliantly. And the free hit. We'll go to Reds, just outside the 23-metre line. Hayes, who won that free hit, brought down by Jake Harvey inside the circle. Feeds it to Simon Bonetti, coming back quickly. And it's missed that time by Winning. Jake Harvey just being told to take it behind the 23-metre line. Good square pass from him. Into the circle it goes. Shot on the reverse stick, but this time it's wide. I just wonder whether it might have been better on the forehand. It's easy to say up here, of course. James Bonetti comes off the sideline, and his little grimace on his face. I think he's thinking he should have done a little bit better with that shot. Palmer goes back to James Winning. James Winning, who actually was with Wolves at one stage a long time ago. Thrown to the air, coming off the line, and Well, the defender and the goalkeeper almost colliding. It was McGeoch coming off his line and very nearly taking out his own defender. Play on is the call from the umpire. Simon Benetti, though, causing problems, comes to Smith. Lockley. And not brought under control by Chaz Davies that time. Well, Smith walking ahead. So Ed Welsh's ball. Jake Harvey again. Welsh makes a run down the outside. The ball goes infield and a nice turn from Netherway. Charlesworth now tries to help it forward. Harry Paul. Not trapped inside the circle and so close. Welsh puts his hands to his head. He just couldn't get the contact. It was a difficult ball. It was bouncing, but he just couldn't get his stick on the reverse horizontally to make the contact he wanted to beat Walker. Real determination by Jake Harvey. Fed to him again, this time by Andrew. And no deflection that time. So it will be a free out to Reds. We're halfway through the third quarter. Reds still leading by that 1 goal margin. Brought down well. Lockley feeds it to Govers. Govers into the circle. Oh dear, got right under that one. It's gone over the netting behind the goal and into the grass bank. It's not even a good bunker shot. It's gone over the top of Winning, and it's not been brought down by Barton. He got a touch, but never really got it under control. And you just feel at the moment, though, Welsh, Barton, Simon Benetti, they're annoying the defence at the moment in the nicest possible way. You just feel that something may break their way soon if they keep doing what they're doing. Tom Harvey and Barton again just didn't manage to get that one under control. So Reds again slowing things down. Anderson, and it's gone over the side. Winning couldn't keep that in. Barton plays on, helps it down the line. Good win by Charlesworth. And the free hit, though, just unfortunately going to Reds as it just caught the foot of Netherway. Netherway, who apparently is a very good footballer as well, with Claremont Colts. Infield it goes from Charlesworth. Netherway's inside the circle, but pass from Patrick Andrew was deflected away illegally. Comes square now. Alex Rippey gets it into the circle, but Reds defended and it goes to Chaz Davies. Davies just holds it up. Played square by Bunel. Now there's no whistle. Keating coming together with Robertson. Robertson, though, has stolen it that time away from Netherway. There's a chance for Reds if they can get the pass through. Bias gets there and just squeezes the ball over the sideline before it manages to get to Govers. And he realises just how fortunate he was. Even Govers, I think, saw the funny side of that. Well, it will be Jack Hayes' free hit. Into the circle it goes. Good defence once more from James Benetti. And it's gone Reds' way, much to Wolves' surprise. And that took a deflection, so that'll be a long corner. Right opposite the All Flags and Banners sign. Robertson over the ball. Tries to go short. Hayes trying to find a way into the circle. Got inside the circle, and a penalty corner has been won. Kleinschmidt finding a foot. So Reds with another penalty corner. And their second of the match. So Wolves are going to have to really focus now. Robertson makes his way to the baseline. Blake Govers is at the first battery. I'm sure he'll be the preferred option. Hammy Jones at the second. McGeoch marshalling his troops on his goal line. Out it comes, goes to Govers. McGeoch saves. The rebound is cleared by Bias. It'll fall though to Jennings. Jennings puts it back into the circle. Watched all the way onto his stick superbly by Tom Keating. And then they've thrown it clear, and they got the chance for a counter-attack now. Charlesworth, oh, it's not Charlesworth, my apologies. It's that man again doing the good work, Patrick Andrew. That was good play by Patrick Andrew, just holding things up when there wasn't much support. Jake Harvey gets that one down. Into the circle goes Harvey, into the pads of Walker, and it rebounds into his body while he's on the ground. So free out again to Reds. This game really is on a knife edge as we're into the final 3.5 minutes of the third quarter. Still 15 minutes to go. A place not in the grand final just yet. One game away from a grand final. They'll have to play UWA on Sunday. For the loser, the season is over. Govers belts that one towards the circle. Will Bias tidies up at the back. Comes wide now. Harry Paul. And the free hit goes. Keating takes it. It is Tom Keating. Suddenly for a second doubting myself and thinking about his dad on the bench, Mark, who is, of course, the coach alongside Rick Charlesworth. So Tom Harvey comes forward now. Edge of the circle. Good defense again from Jennings, but it's going to be another free hit. Goes to Harvey from Barton. And that's hit the foot. Penalty corner. So good work again from Wolves, and the Wolves supporters feel this may well be their moment to pull level. Second penalty corner for them. Trailing by 2-1 on the All Flags Premier League scoreboard. Just under 2.5 minutes till the final break. What a time to score. Tom Harvey and Simon Bonetti wait. Jake Harvey stopping for Bonetti. Charlesworth for Harvey. They go to Tom Harvey. He flicks. Good save from Walker. Comes back to Harvey. Desperate defending. It's not been blown up as yet. Charlesworth. Then there was a passive obstruction in there. And a card for Barton. So 2 minutes on the side for Elliot Barton. That's not what his team needed. And it may give Reds just that chance with the extra player, if they can move it well, to gain the advantage. Foster trying to turn now. And the long corner goes Reds' way. Robertson makes himself available. Bonetti will steal that, but Robertson first to the ricochet. Bonetti falls to the ground. And it will be a free hit. Sure, every time Bonetti falls to the ground now, Simon Bonetti, his collarbone was broken in 2019 in the finals, so always worry when he goes to ground these days. Breaks kindly for Bunel, but Bias is there again and managed to clear it. We're into the final minute of the third quarter. Harvey just strolls across. Crowd below us were urging Wolves to get on with it quickly. But Tom Harvey's eaten up a good 15 seconds, maybe now 20. Goes back to Bias, closing him is Kleinschmidt. And he was trying to get, I think, the deflection off Kleinschmidt, didn't manage to get it. Jack Hayes self passes. Good block initially by Keating. Just a touch that time. Taking it over the side off the stick of Brodie Foster. Tom Harvey will go to the air this time. And stepping into that space again before it's brought under control was Rourke Palmer. It's not a bad place to do it on halfway. Jake Harvey, though, lifts that one, no whistle. And I think the Reds players are a little bit worried about that, because that, to me, was dangerous. The player having to jump out of the way, and it wasn't blown. But the hooter's gone, and that is the end of the third quarter. No goals added in that 15-minute period. So we head into the final break with the same score that it was at half-time on the All Flags Premier League scoreboard. Reds 2, Westside Wolves 1. Welcome back to the Perth Hockey Stadium. The final quarter of this semi-final about to get underway. Reds leading by 2-1 against Westside Wolves on the All Flags Premier League scoreboard. If it stays like that, Wolves season in 2021 will be over. Reds will meet UWA on Sunday for a place in the grand final and the chance to defend their premiership from 2020. 15 minutes of sheer excitement about to come your way. And just a reminder again that Wolves have not beaten Reds since April 2017. So it's been a while. Just the one victory in the last 9 meetings and only one draw between the two teams, and that was back in April 2019. But now they're on the attack. Barton is back on after serving his 2-minute suspension. Earns a free hit, edge of the D. And Charlesworth penalised for not stopping the ball. And then he just plays it over the baseline. I think that was just born of frustration. I have to say, I think players should stop it, but the umpires need to pull it up all the time if they're going to. Barton again. Well, he is never going to give up. Elliot Barton is a born battler. Jennings, it's a heavy touch. Welsh impeding him there, just running into him and then trying to hold him back. He knew the minute he grabbed him that he'd done the wrong thing. Ed Welsh, not that sort of player. Xavier Jennings. What a pass that is to pick out Kleinschmidt. Kleinschmidt looking now for Govers. Govers along the baseline. He's into the circle. Govers just taken too far and it just ran off his stick and over. And it will be a 16. We've got 2 balls on the pitch once more. Thrown to the air, brought down by Foster. Foster winning, and now Hayes. Hayes has got Lockley wide. He finds him, looks for the return pass. It goes to Hayes. Hayes into the circle, looking for a foot, appeals for a foot off Keating, and the whistle hasn't gone. And a free hit, or is it a penalty? It is a penalty corner. Well, it took a while coming. And Keating saying that it got him on the hand. But this could be a crucial moment in the match, because Blake Govers again is at the top of the circle. Robertson will make his way down to the baseline. Brodie Foster looking very relaxed alongside Govers. I think he knows it's not going to go to him. And I'm pretty sure Wolves know that Govers is going to be the preferred option. Comes out Govers, low down. It's another good save from McGeoch. Fairly central with the flick that time, but McGeoch had it covered, centre of his pad. And Reds still trying to find a way into that circle. Hayes determined, no whistle. Wolves throw it clear. Jennings brings it down, but it just caught his thigh as it came down. Charlesworth plays on quickly this time again. He does stop the ball. Jennings, well, goes to ground, and that's got to be a card. You cannot go to ground and create danger in a tackle. Xavier Jennings with a yellow card, and will have 5 minutes on the side. So now Wolves have the extra man, and if they build carefully, they can make it count. Keating again played it towards the goal, but it just dribbled over the baseline. Now this will be a real test for Reds. Brodie Foster chasing, but to no avail. Tom Harvey. So Foster comes off now as they're looking to try and strengthen their defensive quarter while they are a player down. Keating gets it once more. Got to get past Hayes, and helping out was Robertson. Down the line it goes to Charlesworth. Hayes has got it though for Reds. Pushed forward to Govers. Govers tried to just knock it forward. Bias again. Pounced on it quickly. Charlesworth finds the foot of Hammy Jones. Harry Paul, infield it goes, caught the foot of Keating. Govers accelerates away with the ball. Bias to beat. Great tackle again, Will Bias. Govers has hit the turf. Hopefully he's not hurt. Bias sportingly picks him up as play continues. Deflection is a great one from Barton. So nearly finding his teammate in the circle. And that was Patrick Andrew again lurking. There's a ball from the side. Harry Paul goes infield to Jake Harvey. Goes back to brother Tom. Oh dear, that's gone high and wide. So Reds again ringing the changes now. Go to the air. Foster is behind it, but watched all the way by Harvey, but he just bunted that ahead to Aaron Kleinschmidt. Kleinschmidt, good pass to Bunel, back to Kleinschmidt. Kleinschmidt's got the better of Bias. Not very often we've said that today. It's broken through. Good defense again inside the circle by Tom Harvey, and calmly dribbles it out. Didn't smash it. Harvey receives it again. That's a stick check, so it'll be a free hit to Wolves. Will Bias now. Short pass to Jake Harvey. Bunel cuts infield to cut off that avenue of attack. Wolves being very patient. Welsh running to try and keep that in play. Lets it run and gets the long corner. Good awareness by Ed Welsh. Wolves keeping possession well. Bias had made a good run. Welsh thought about it, but there were two Reds players in that direction. Bonetti now finds Bias. Bias played it to the near post, though. Good defence from Tarrant Hammy-Jones. Hammy-Jones throws it in the air, and it's one bounce out on halfway. So Wolves not happy that Ian Smith throwing an extra ball on the pitch. It's brought down inside the circle, and long corner given. Anderson, did he make an attempt to play that over the side? That's what Wolves were asking. They felt if he didn't, it was a penalty corner. Falls to Keating. Keating plays it towards goal. It's gone in. And Ed Welsh has got the touch that beats Hayden Walker. And Wolves, you have to say, have got their just rewards. And they have pulled level. Keating playing the ball into the circle. Welsh just getting the softest of touches, managing to beat Walker. And now on the All Flags Premier League scoreboard, it's Reds 2, Wolves 2. Well, will we see a winner, or will we be forced into extra time sudden death? 7.5 minutes left in this final quarter, and Reds have to hit the front again. And you just wonder the impact of that yellow card. Bias just caught his foot. Chaz Davies leaves it this time. Rourke Palmer. Short pass from him, finds Blake Govers. Govers goes on to his back foot, drills it across the circle. Charlesworth got a nice deflection. Charlesworth will get that. Well, no, it's been to Ed Welsh. Now it will go to Charlesworth. But again, it was good play by Patrick Andrew, who's really stepped up in this game. Patrick Andrew, just 16 years of age. He's played with a far greater maturity. Just his awareness of what's going on around him and holding up the ball, not panicking. It's been wonderful to see. Smith plays it forward, stolen by Bonetti. Now here is Andrew again. Andrew looking to slip it back, but well intercepted by Jack Hayes. He read that brilliantly. Hayes looks to accelerate. It's a great pass. Govers one-on-one with the keeper. He's put it in the goal, but claims it hit his foot. And Govers just runs his fingers through his hair. No complaints from him. Maybe it did hit his foot. Now Wolves on the attack. Charlesworth. And sliding in was Bonetti looking for the deflection. Now this game is really coming to life. Just under 6 minutes left before we head into extra time. Golden goal. Neither team wanting their season to end in 2021. Well, no, it wasn't Hayes. My apologies. It was Anderson. Ed Welsh has not stopped running all night. Anderson manages to find Chaz Davies. Davies just holds things up. Lockley now. Going to get closed down by Welsh, was aware of it, spun away from the challenge. Down the line it goes. Robertson now. Looks to knock the ball past Harvey. Collected though by Harry Paul. Harry Paul calm again in the corner. Feeds it forward. It's lost now though. Hayes again, Robertson, short pass into the circle, great run, needs to lay it back, saved by McGeoch, and still alive inside the circle for Reds. Deflections, Bias pushes it out, Reds have stopped inside the circle, they've won the ball back, and well no, the free hit, the whistle had already gone. And Reds, I think, just feeling decisions not going their way at the moment. Tom Harvey in no hurry whatsoever. Takes his time again. Self passes and carries up to halfway. Pushes Hayes out the way. He's left a gap at the back, but Robertson missed it completely and it hit his foot. Now Tom Harvey goes to the air again. That was brilliantly watched by Lockley. And a good turn by Kleinschmidt on halfway. Manages to find Robertson. This time it doesn't touch his foot. He's got Keating ahead of him into the circle. That's hit the foot of Bias. And Bias is frustrated with himself there. Penalty corner, Reds. And this could be a really telling moment. Well, Blake Govers just strolled to his spot, top of the circle. Bounced on his toes a few times as if to say, okay, give it to me, I'm ready. All those that went before tonight were practice. Maybe he's had his healthy options for fuel to go and play. Govers, the only option at the top of the circle. McGeoch again, he's been up to everything thrown at him tonight from penalty corners. In it comes, goes to Govers, he flicks high, it beats McGeoch in the top right-hand corner, and it needed something special. And Reds are now back to their full quota of players. But on the All Flags Premier League scoreboard, it is now Reds 3, Westside Wolves 2. Blake Govers' penalty corner could prove the deciding factor in this match. Or has this Wolves team the spirit to come back once again? They've pulled the keeper. Not surprisingly, they want to try and let that extra outfield player be an advantage. James Bonetti couldn't keep the ball in play. Terrence Hammy-Jones throws it high and long. Chasing it is Hayes. He may keep that in play. Gets a touch on it. Hayes looking for a foot. Managed to do well, James Bonetti, to get his... In fact, it was Tom Harvey, rather. Got his feet out of the way. And then Keating helping out. Goes off Lockley this time over the side. I glance at the scoreboard for how long is left. Quickly made by Fletcher Netherway. Tom Harvey. Oh, the diagonal pass picked off by Blake Govers. Govers taking it over to the side. He's got the wise head on his shoulders, just eating up time. Ian Smith comes wide again. Anderson plays it forward. This time Foster back to Anderson. This is looking good by Reds. It's looking dangerous. Suddenly, grey shirts converge on Anderson. Kleinschmidt now out wide. Goes along the sideline. Kleinschmidt just keeping the ball off the side. It goes off Keating's stick. Just over 2 minutes remaining. Wolves trailing by 3 goals to 2. Kleinschmidt again takes it down to the corner. Uses the 3D skills. Lifts it up and puts it on his stick like an egg and spoon race. Over the side again it goes. Valuable seconds eaten up by Aaron Kleinschmidt. Just over a minute and a half, and he thought it's a ball from the side and it's a free hit. Now Kleinschmidt plays it in. He wasted a good 10 seconds there. Wins another free hit, found a foot. We're under a minute and a half left. Kleinschmidt again. The fans don't like it. Kleinschmidt goes down on one knee, but he gets another free hit. This time he... Oh, my gosh. We're going back because he took it from the wrong spot. And the shout of where is it? And I think the Wolves players more frustrated by that than anything. And eventually the decision goes the way of Wolves. We're into the final minute. Tom Harvey throws it long. Needed to be watched all the way, and it was by Anderson. Lockley, good takeaway by Barton. Charlesworth now advancing. Govers takes a tumble but used his body to obstruct. Charlesworth wants to go back. Govers, it catches his foot. Tom Harvey switches it across the field to brother Jake. Jake, that's too much on that and misdirected. And that may well be the ball game gone for Wolves. Hammy-Jones will throw it high. He'll throw it long. Keating running back. Knows it's going to go out of play. Wants the ball from the ball boy, but a well-weighted thrown pass as it bounces out. The hooter sounds, and that is the end of the match. But what a performance by Wolves. They really took it to Reds. They finished 5th in the league season, a fair few points off Reds, who finished 2nd, but they really made Reds work hard for that victory, and it took a special drag flick from Blake Govers to settle the match in favour of the defending premiers, and they will now meet UWA on Sunday to play off for a place in the grand final against Melville. The final score here, Reds 3, Westside Wolves 2 on the All Flags Premier League scoreboard.